Welcome, newcomers, members, friends, loved ones, furry ones, waggly-tailed ones, to our worship service here at Central Unitarian Church. Is my mic on? Yeah. Can you hear me? Awesome. I am Reverend Andrée Cornelia, minister here at Central Unitarian Church.
And I am Alie Wechsler, Director of Family Faith Formation. CUC is an inclusive community of all ages, which embraces diversity in identity, expression, and spiritual belief. Many of our members and friends find inspiration, hope, and renewal with us. We hope that you find something meaningful about our service today. If you are visiting in person, please be sure to say hello to one of our welcome hosts. Back there. Hello, everyone.
I believe Carol and Helen are our welcome hosts today, so be sure to say hello to them.
If you are visiting us online, we invite you to sign our guest book by providing us with your name and contact information. The link for the guest book has been provided in the chat at the bottom of your screen.
So in case you haven't figured it out already, today is our annual Blessing of the Animals service. Monday is also Indigenous Peoples Day, so bringing these two things together, we are celebrating all of the animals in our life today, which means worship is always a little bit different. So if you need to wiggle around a little bit, if you need to stretch a little bit, if you need to get out, if you need to go out and walk outside to go to the bathroom, please feel free to do that. All noises and wiggles are accommodated in our service this morning. We hope that we invite you to stay after service for coffee, conversation, and connection in this same space. Our flowers this morning, our lovely flowers this morning, look at these, are from Susan Gempler. Thank you, Susan. And our coffee hour host is George Johnson Orban. Where's George? Thank you, George, for hosting our coffee this morning. In addition, we'll be hosting our monthly current events forum here in this space starting at noon. This is a time for us to gather in a small group to discuss current events from a Unitarian Universalist perspective. Today's discussion will depend on what the group wants to discuss. Likely, I'm going to guess either the war in the Middle East or the election, probably one of those two, maybe something else. So please join us for that. A few other announcements. First off, last week we held a congregational meeting led by our design team for our new building at 36 Bergen Street. We reviewed and updated the design of the building, the updated design of the building, as well as a full budget for renovations of the building. And I'm happy to announce, if you were not here, please know that the congregation overwhelmingly approved the proposed budget of $2.3 million to move forward with our renovation. So thank you all for participating in that important discussion last week. Couple of things as well. We are once again collecting food each month for our local food pantries, of which there are many here in Westwood. So each month we're choosing a different place to bring our food. Please continue to bring non-perishable food items to contribute to the drive. There's always a box on the back table over there. And I believe, if I'm correct, is this month's food pantry going to the United Methodist Church? Am I correct on that? Yes, the United Methodist Church, where we host our offices. We'll also be hosting our annual Halloween event here in this space after our service on Sunday, October 27th. Come and bring friends, neighbors, and families to enjoy fun games, treats, and time together celebrating Halloween. And I also have an announcement from Alex. She shares that she started her Master of Social Work program at Montclair this fall. For one of her classes, she has a social activism group project. Her group chose women's health and reproductive rights and issues. Her group, Women for Choice, will be collecting personal hygiene products like tampons, menstrual pads, cups, and sponges. They are also looking for panty liners, wipes, and washes. Her group will be collecting these items and donating them to local shelters. If they receive enough, they will make care packages for the unhoused and pass them out. You can follow them on _womenforchoice_ on Instagram for updates and other ways that they are helping. So with those announcements, let us take a moment to turn to each other, your human and non-human companions in this space, and say good morning. Good morning. Yeah, bring Sam up. Yeah.
Come hoof and trunk and tail and horn and paw and wing and claw. Come bird and reptile, mammal born, all full of nature's law. Bring bark, bring crow, bring ribbit too, and silent stare and hiss. Bring purr and trill and warble too, and voice no ear can miss. We gather here, each life and all, to celebrate and sing. To honor creature large and small, till holiness we bring. Please rise in body or spirit for our opening hymn.
We'll do this as a round. Let Matt play it once through so you can hear it. And then we'll all sing it together twice. And then this side of the room will begin the round. And then this side will begin the round where it's after two measures where it says circle two. And I'll sing with you guys. So let's hear what it sounds like. Open my heart to all that I sing, let me be part of the love you give. Open my heart to all that I sing, let me be part of the love you now hear. Open my heart to all that I sing, let me be part of the love you give. Open my heart to all that I seek, let me be part of the love you give. Open my heart to all that I seek, let me be part of the love you give. Open my heart to all that I seek, let me be part of the love you give. Not bad, pretty good.
Please join me in saying our chalice lighting words based on CUC's vision statement. We light this chalice to remind us of our dreams, to nourish our heart, mind, and spirit, to work towards a better world for all, to embrace the whole of our human experience, to honor our past and our gifts of the present, to create a community where each of us find healing, transformation, and hope.
We bring some readings this morning based on our experiences with our animal companions. Our first reading this morning is If Feeling Isn't in It by John Bream. Dogs will also lick your face if you let them. Their bodies will shiver with happiness. A simple walk in the park is just about the height of contentment for them, followed by a bowl of food, a bowl of water, a place to curl up and sleep, someone to scratch them where they can't reach, and smooth their foreheads and talk to them. Dogs also have a natural dislike of mailmen and other bringers of bad news and will bite them on your behalf. Dogs can smell fear and also love with perfect accuracy. There is no use pretending with them, nor do they pretend. If a dog is happy or sad or nervous or bored or ashamed or sunk in contemplation, everybody knows it. They make no secret of themselves. You can even tell when they're dreaming what they're dreaming about by the way their legs jerk and try to run on the slippery ground of sleep. nor are they given to pretentious self-importance. They don't try to impress you with how serious or sensitive they are. They just feel everything full blast. Everything is off the charts with them. More than once, I've seen a dog waiting for its owner outside of a cafe practically implode with worry. Oh my God, what if she doesn't come back this time? What will I do? Who will take care of me? I loved her so much and now she's gone, and I'm tied to a post surrounded by people who don't look or smell like her at all. And when she does come, what a flurry of commotion. What a chorus of yelping and cooing and leaps straight up into the air. It's almost unbearable, this sudden fullness after such a total loss, to see the world made whole again by a hand on the shoulder and a voice like no other.
We are not alone. Our lives are built on shared commitments, giving and receiving together. Our congregation serves as a place where we intentionally practice this shared living, interdependence in a culture that overemphasizes independence. One of the ways we practice our interdependence is through our congregation's finances, which depend on the generous contributions of members and friends. We pause each week to recognize this particular form of sharing, each of us giving what we can to support the mission and vision of Central Unitarian Church. Your financial contribution helps each and every one of us grow, to serve, and most importantly, to live lives centered on love. Our offering will now be greatly received. Please join me in saying our dedication words based on CUC's mission statement. We dedicate these gifts in service of our mission to welcome all into a home of spiritual diversity that challenges us to become our best selves, to minister to one another in love, and to serve the greater community.
We have a couple more readings in our joys and sorrows before we move to the blessing of all the animals that are with us here today in body and spirit. Our next reading is Golden Retrievals by Mark Doty. Fetch. Balls and sticks capture my attention, seconds at a time. Catch? I don't think so. Bunny, tumbling leaf, a squirrel who's, oh joy, actually scared. Sniff the wind, then I'm off again. Muck, pond, ditch, residue of any thrillingly dead thing. And you? Either you're sunk in the past, half of our walk, thinking of what you never can bring back, or else you're off in some fog concerning tomorrow? Is that what you call it? My work, to unsnare time's warp and woof, retrieving my haze-headed friend, you. This shining bark, a Zen master's bronzy gong, calls you here entirely now. Bow wow, bow wow, bow wow. And now we enter into a time of meditation. This is something we do each week by sharing our joys and sorrows of this community together as a way of caring for each other. I have some joys and sorrows written here that I'll share out loud, and if there's any joys and sorrows from those who are attending online, please take a moment to write them in the chat now, and I will read them out loud. And then I'll turn back to this room and invite you to share the names of anybody else you're holding in your heart today. We'll enter into a brief moment of wiggly silence, and then end with a prayer and a song. So let us be present together in this moment, not in total silence, but with all the noise that comes with this space, the noise of little ones, the noise of our animal companions, little whines, shakes of the neck. And just be aware of this community gathered together in this space with all of the ages, all of the different experiences of being. As we enter into this time of meditation and share together the joys and sorrows of this community for today, Sunday, October 13th, 2024. Now I invite you to share out loud the name of anybody else you are holding in your heart this morning. May all these joys and all these sorrows, those spoken and unspoken, be held in our hearts as we enter into a moment of silence. O great weaver of life, spinning a web of connection between each and every living creature with whom we share this precious world we call home. May we never forget that we are not alone. Each of us is part of something much greater, more significant, more beautiful than we can ever fully understand or imagine. The responsibility we carry for the blessing of being born into this grand interconnected life is to care for each other, not just for ourselves, not just caring for our families or our friends or our neighbors, but also caring for strangers, and our non-human siblings as well. Life must honor other lives as sacred, never something to be bought or sold or discarded or sacrificed. So may we ensure the wholeness of the web created for us by you, O Spirit of life, beloved. May we tend to this responsibility with deep humility and compassion each and every day. Blessed be. Amen. And please remain seated for our next hymn, Voice Still and Small, 391 in the gray hymnal.
The next reading is Blessing of the Animals by Thomas Rhodes. You birds of the air, hawk, sparrow, and laughing jay, you embody freedom itself. Delight us with your song. Astound us with feats of migration. Grant us your perspective, for too often our horizon is limited and we are blind to the full results of our actions. You worms of the earth, ants, beetles, spiders, and centipedes, you are the essential but oft-forgotten strand in nature's web. Through you, the cycle is complete. Through you, new life arises from old. Remind us of our humility, for the wheel of life does not turn around us. We are not the axle, but merely spokes, no less than unseen, unknown, and shunned companions such as yourselves. You creatures of the field and wood, marsh and desert, bear and bison, skunk and squirrel, weasel and wolf, too often we have sacrificed your homes in the name of progress, clear-cutting the forests to fill our desire, or covering the earth with tarmac, cement, and suburban lawns. Pray that we may remember that the earth was not given to us for our needs alone, and what we do to you, we eventually do to ourselves. You animals of the farm, horse and cow, pig and fowl, willingly or not, you give your very lives for us. Your milk for our nourishment, your flesh for our sustenance. Yet too often we forget that the meat on our tables was once alive as we are. Forgive our willful ignorance and remind us constantly to give thanks for your sacrifice. You dearest companions in our lives, dogs and cats, hamsters and goldfish, you who are here with us today, and you who always will be present in our memories, you have enriched our lives in so many ways, endured our shortcomings with calm acceptance, taught us something of humanity, taught us how to love. May we hold you in our hearts through the days of our lives.
So now is the time in our service where we celebrate the other than human animal siblings who are with us today in body or spirit by bestowing a blessing upon them. I want to begin by offering a blessing to the animals that are here, part of our altar. And then Alie and I will move out through the space and offer blessings to individual animals. If you have a picture on a phone or anywhere that you would like to share with us for an animal that is not with us today, please feel free to do that, and we will offer a blessing as well. And after we're through, I'll offer a brief reflection of our interconnection with our animal siblings. So first here on our altar, I know we have Katz, Einstein, and Nabila, who are part of the Malstein household. I think I forgot to print out, unfortunately, a copy of Yzma, who is from the Hep-Galvan family. New cat, right? Yes, okay. We also have Archie here, who lives with Maxiel Rodriguez, our congregational administrator. We have a whole host of animals here from Elizabeth Stewart, Lemmy, Moby, Limey, Finn, Bodie, and Roscoe. This is a great little collage here, Elizabeth. So check those out later during coffee hour. And then also we have pictures here of, Otis? Ollie, thank you. Sorry, Rudy. Ollie, who is Rudy's cat. So blessings for all of these animals, blessings for all your days, blessings for the love and care you have given and received. May peace and blessings be upon you and your family always. And now we will go forth and offer these same blessings to those animals that are here. Any animals and pictures? We've got one over there. Any pictures? Any animals? Any animals this year? No. Any animals or pictures of animals? Oh, yes. Did we miss any animals? Did we get everybody in this room who needed a blessing? Okay, good. My wife, Max, and I have an ongoing disagreement on whether our cat Einstein understands us and tries to talk to us. Now, he does often speak back when you ask him questions that kind of sound like he's talking. Are you tired, Einstein? Yes. When do you want dinner? Now. And it does almost sound like when he's meowing, sometimes it sounds like he's going, Max. So we've got a little bit of an argument about this. This reminds me of one of my favorite jokes. How does a cat like its steak? Rare. People feel a deep connection to our pets, as we just heard so many beautiful stories as Alie and I were going through this room. We feel that connection especially when we recognize ourselves in their behaviors, and especially when we seem to be able to communicate with them. Everyone loves a dog, for example, that listens to commands. But do we always understand them in return? I grew up as a dog person. I lived with dogs well into my adulthood. And I always found that dogs were pretty simple. Dogs will let you know what they want, whether they need to eat or sleep or go for a walk. And then about 10 years ago, I got a cat, and my dog passed away, and my family got another cat. So now 8 years have gone by, and I'm entirely a cat lady. And while other cat owners and dog owners may disagree, I find cats much harder to understand than dogs. They look like they want you to pet them or even give them a tummy rub, but I've learned that this is a grave mistake. And I learned that pretty quickly when such invitations from my cats often led to pain and even bleeding. Although they do find rather inventive ways to communicate their needs, much more than my dog. My dog always used to just whine to wake me up if she needed to go out. My cats resort to knocking things off my nightstand. One day I decided to I was tired and I ignored both my phone and my glasses falling onto the floor, so my cat proceeded to pick up my glasses and walk down the hall and throw them down the stairwell. That worked. I got up and fed them, which just reinforced the, hey, if you knock things off of her nightstand, she's gonna feed us. So all of us who live with pets have similar stories to share, moments of surprising communication and moments of complete misunderstanding. Yet no matter what level of connection we feel with our pets, there's always barriers to communicating with them. And anyone who's ever had to endure taking your pet to the vet for a major illness or surgery totally understands those limits. Because fundamentally, while animals share some of the same tools as us for communication, they experience the world in fundamentally different ways than us. As in a few of our opening readings, they don't get trapped in the past or worry about the future the way that humans do. They live deeply in the present. Sometimes in troublesome ways, such as in those dogs with separation anxiety who worry outside a store while they'll ever see their human again. But more often, they live in ways that allow them to sink deeply into the sheer joy and contentment of a moment. The joy of a walk, the thrill in meeting someone new, the jubilation of a loved one returning home, the comfort of cozy cuddles, the contentment of an afternoon nap. When we pay close attention to these experiences, we are listening to our animals and reminding ourselves that we can also savor these things. In this way, they become, as Mark Doty says in the poem that I shared, like Zen masters reminding us of the gifts of the present moment. So let us be less amazed at what animals understand about us, and instead marvel at all that we have to learn when we listen and understand them. After all, we are animals too, much more than they are tiny humans. So may we celebrate and honor all of our animals, wild and domestic, that share our lives and help to make this world such a wonderful and beautiful place to be. I'm going to invite Sam back up here to lead us in our chalice extinguishing words.
We extinguish this chalice flame, but are not our promise to each other, to act with grace, to hold each other in love, to serve the community and our world. This promise of the heart serves as a reminder of how we live together. May it bring joy to our collective lives.
And please rise, embody your spirit for our closing hymn, number 163, For the Beauty of the Earth. Or no, For the Earth Forever Turning.
Yes.
Our closing words this morning come from the Reverend Gary Kowalski. We give thanks to the earth and its creatures and are grateful from A to Z. For alligators, apricots, or acorns and apple trees, for bumblebees, bananas, blueberries, and beagles, coconuts, crawdads, cornfields, and coffee, daisies, elephants, and flying fish, for groundhog, glaciers, and grasslands, hippos and hazelnuts, icicles and iguanas, for juniper, jackrabbit, and June bugs, kudzu and kangaroos, lightning bugs and licorice, for mountains and milkweed and mistletoe, narwhals and nasturtiums. I had that one. Otters and ocelots, for peonies and persimmons and polar bears, quahogs and Queen Anne's lates, for raspberries and roses, salmon and sassafras, tornadoes and tulip wood, urchins and valleys and waterfalls, yaks and yams and yogurt. We are grateful, good earth, not least of all for zinnias, zucchini, and zebras, and the alphabet of wonderful things that are as simple as ABC. Blessed be, and amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Renee and Matt and the CUC choir for all the wonderful music this morning. Thank you to Alie for helping me lead the service. Thank you to Phil Sosinsky for being on tech. Thank you to all of you and all you furry ones that are here among us today. Please enjoy some time connecting with each other, and thank you again to George for coffee. Blessings, everybody.